Okay, so first you want to make a new layer and then drag it below your site model layer. Then what we're going to do is we're going to select white. Well, we're going to hide our site model first, and then we're going to select white, and we're going to paint that onto the new layer that we just created. Then we're going to get our vector brush, and we're going to make sure that we have black selected, and we're going to put that down on the same layer. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go up and get our circle brush, and it's the solid one. We're going to set that to 110 pixels, and we're going to choose any color that's not already in our color scheme, and we're going to just set that right in the middle, and this is all on the same layer. Then we're going to get our magic wand tool, and we're going to select that circle that we just put down, and we're going to hit delete or backspace if you're on a Windows computer. Then you can do Control D or Command D if you're on a Mac, and that'll deselect it. Now we're going to create a new layer above the vector layer, and we're going to go back on our vector layer, and we're going to start selecting our rays with our magic wand tool, and we're just going to go and select every other third ray. Make sure that your magic wand tool the settings are set to what I have up above, which is basically anti-alias checked and contiguous checked, if I'm saying that right. And we're going to put our color down on the layer that we just created. Then we're going to go back to our vector layer, and we're going to continue this until all of the rays have been selected. If at any point that you get confused or something, you can always pause the video and just go back and look. I really suck at doing tutorials, but this was requested, so I'm trying to fulfill you guys the request. And now that we basically all have the entire vector filled, we're going to go into blending options, which is layer, layer style, and then blending options, or if you don't know how to do that, just double click the layer. And right now I'm just styling my vector. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. So you can pretty much skip this part. But yeah, I'm just adding the grunge pattern, and I'm going to add the dots pattern right here. And you can just look on screen for my settings and everything. And then I'm just merging it down onto a new layer that I create. Okay, so once I merge this down, I'm going to go back into blending options, and I'm going to stroke my vector. I'm first going to do 1 pixel solid white, as you will see. And then I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to drag it below the vector, and I'm going to merge that down onto it. And then I'm going to do a 1 pixel pattern, which is going to be the dot pattern, which I will provide for you. And I'm going to add a drop shadow also, and I'm leaving my settings the same, just going to change the distance to 0, and I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to merge that back down onto it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and get my magic wand tool, and I'm going to go back on that black and white vector, and I'm going to select it all. And you want to make sure that you have contiguous unchecked. And then I'm going to make a new layer above that, and I'm going to set the color to this, or any other gray color you want, and I'm going to delete the back layer, well, the the vector black and white layer. And to deselect that, you just do the Control D or Command D. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back on that gray vector layer, and I'm going to select contiguous, and I'm going to select every other third ray just like before, and I'm going to start adding my brushes. You want to make sure that you're on the gray layer. And make a new layer for your brush. And choose any brush you want. I'll provide the ones that I use, but you can use any that you like. And basically you just do this for all of the rays until you're done with your brushes. I actually cut it short so that you wouldn't have to watch me do it, so it could save time for the video to upload quicker, but it's basically the same thing. So and a neat trick is, like, if you sometimes you don't have to go all around the vector with the brushes if your site model kind of takes up most of the picture, which you'll probably see me do. I don't know if I cut that out yet or not, but yeah, I'm just basically doing a voiceover. So yeah, there we go. I was checking to make sure that she covered up the blink spots. And I'm just adding decoration to the brush. You don't have to do this. This is totally optional. And I actually messed up right here. I was supposed to merge that onto a new layer before I merged it down. But yeah, you want to make a new layer for that if you did what I did, and then merge it down onto the new layer. And then you want to go on your vector layer and you want to merge that down. And you want to do this for every brush that you do. So yeah, there you go. That's basically your Preppy sign. The vector's all finished, and stay tuned for part 3.